Hey everyone, today we're going to look at how to graph data in sheets. This is an important skill in environmental science. We're going to use it all year long in all the data that we look at.
So we're going to start off looking at our data in environmental science assignment. One of our goals for you guys at the end of this assignment is to be able to create graphs to communicate data to other people and to help facilitate decision making. So we're going to walk through a couple of examples, so in a series of videos.
So in order to follow along, I'm going to ask you to open up the link that I have shared with this source data. It's going to be very helpful for you to actually do the graphs as I show you how to do the graphs. Feel free to pause the video when needed.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about creating bar graphs. So a good question. So I'm going to look at this natural disaster data again. And I have all of these. So it has all the natural disasters aggregated together. So all of them combined by year and the number of disasters, or it'll break it down into like different types of disasters. So like drought or earthquakes or extreme temperature, so all sorts of categories like that. And I think for this example, maybe I want to know, or maybe I want to communicate to people, what's the kind of like most common natural disaster, or what natural disaster tends to occur the most. So I'm going to go to my chart decision tree, and I am, so a composition chart could be helpful if I wanted to know like specific percentages maybe, or a distribution chart. But I think I'm going to go with, say I'm doing a comparison item among items. So I'm looking at types of natural disasters and numbers of occurrences. And I just have one variable per item. So with my types of natural disasters, I have just the number of occurrences. And I only have a few categories and a few items. So relatively speaking, like I don't have hundreds of different types of natural disasters. I just have droughts, earthquakes, extreme temperatures, extreme weather, flood, impact, mass movement, volcanic activity, and wildfires. So I'm going to look at just how many occurrences of each type of natural disaster there are. Not looking at it over time, just like a cumulative over the whole entire data set. All right, so to do that, since I want to look at all of the specific natural disasters, I'm going to take out that cumulative all. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to uncheck that because I just want them by specific categories. Okay. I don't really care about the year, so the only data that I'm going to be graphing is this column A and this column C. And in this case, my independent variable, so the thing that changes for each one, is going to be the type of natural disaster. And then the thing that I measure, or my dependent variable, is the number of reported natural disasters of that kind. So I'm going to highlight column A by clicking at the very top. And then I'm going to highlight column C by holding down the control key if I'm using a PC, or the command key if I'm using a Mac. And then I've highlighted those two columns. So you can see all the way down I've highlighted those two columns. I don't care about the years for this one. So then we're going to insert a chart by either going to the insert chart icon or the insert chart option here. And let's see what Google thinks we should do. Oh, Google thinks we should do a line graph. I think Google is wrong on this one. So I already decided that we should do a bar chart or a column chart. And I just want to do like this. I don't want stacking. I do want to aggregate them so that I have all of the years all in one thing. So this is going to be the whole entire number of droughts, the whole entire number of earthquakes from 1900 to 2019. So now I have that I'm going to go to customize because our title here is not really representative of it's not descriptive of the data that we're looking at in the way that we're looking at it and for the question that we're trying to answer. So we want to give it a title that is more descriptive for the question that we're trying to answer. So remember, our question was, we wanted to know, like, what is the number of natural disasters, or like how many incidences of each natural disaster are there? So I want to change my whole chart title. And so maybe this is number of reported natural disasters, and we have this organized by type from 1900 to 2018. So that's a more descriptive title of that. And so this, I could just simplify. It has that extra information on the so that's my vertical axis. That's where my dependent variable is on my y-axis. So just number of reported natural disasters will be sufficient. I don't need that in parentheses. And then on the horizontal axis, on the x-axis, where our independent variable is, that is entity, which is just whatever came with this data set, but that doesn't really tell us what that is. So this would be type of natural disaster, is a more descriptive axis title for that. Okay, so there we go. So you guys will need to insert this bar graph into both slides and the document. So to do that, you'll just need to copy it. So you'll click these three little dots up here in the corner and go to copy chart, and then you'll go to our assignment, and you'll just paste it in there. So I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to use Command V. If you were on a PC, you would use Control V. And then you can link it to the spreadsheet just in case your data happens to change, or you can paste it just as is so that it won't change if anything in the spreadsheet changes. So we can see that, like, extreme weather, whatever that might be, and flooding seem to be the most common natural disasters that are happening from 1900 to 2019, or that are reported. All right, guys. See you in our next video series.